Hi, hello everybody. I'm Stephanie Robinson, and we're back with the Business Spotlight, and with the keen objective, as you may have noticed by now, to bring unique, different Scottish businesses in central Scotland to our LinkedIn and YouTube feeds so you can learn more about the type of economy and businesses that are thriving and are there in terms of how you want to engage if you know more about them and know how they can add to your business. Today we're speaking to James Ogston of Seeit3D. Easy for me to say. And Seeing It 3D, if I've already had this quick chat with James beforehand, it's trying to understand exactly what James does, and very much hope that we can dive into that today so that you as viewers can understand what 3D can do for your business potentially, and where he can help and support you. So James, thank you very much for joining us today. Could you just give viewers and potentially listeners a little bit of an overview of your career to date, please?
Okay. Well, thanks, Stephanie, for this opportunity. I'll probably start off at the beginning, really, on my experience where I started off working in an architect's office as an architectural technician, an apprentice architectural technician. That then took me through, quite a few years, within 14 years of starting to work on a drawing board using pens and a razor blade and, tracing paper. Maybe giving my age away a bit here. But then from there, the CAD market grew and it appeared and grew to the point where I thought, this is new technology. I have to get into this. So luckily enough, I was working in a practice who engaged in CAD very quickly. And then it was almost like, well, if I show a lot of encouragement and I'm pleading to learn this, then I can get in on there. So luckily enough, that business grew and I was heavily involved in CAD for several years. In fact, 14 years within architecture. I then thought about getting into the software side because I really like CAD a lot. To me, it was the way forward. So I then moved out from architecture to work for a reseller who was a CAD reseller in Scotland, where I worked as a trainer, a certified trainer and support engineer for about 6-7 years. Whilst working there, technology is evolving all the time. So this new product appeared and I had to get involved with it, totally three-dimensional. So managed to get hooked up with those guys from America. I was one of the first accredited trainers outside America to have the sort of training badge. So really from there, I started my own business, and I got really specialized within the 3D side of things, probably earlier than a lot of people would have thought. What is this software? Wow, it's great. I had a big forecast of this software going to, be really big in the future, and it is now. So from there, the business I've started, Seeit3D, is purely about, looking at your creations and your ideas in 3D, just Seeit3D. So I sell software dedicated to providing that, and I offer training, 3D modeling and rendering services as well. My clients are architects, interior designers, anybody who needs to use like 2-dimensional to 3-dimensional CAD and 3D modeling communication for the construction industry. And I'm starting to think more now as, again, the market's evolving more to do sort of self-training online for anybody out there who really needs to start to look at the sort of 3D side of things, whether they, before they want to engage an architect or a specialist. I can really put them in the direction of, I've got a vast array of clients, professionals that I work with anyway. So I like to help anybody who's interested to even learn new skills. And we sell software, we work with the biggest companies out there that are providing that. So we're pretty highly engaged in the market. Where I want to go with that globally. Before we came on this call, Stephanie, I've just provided a contact in Florida with an architectural design project.
Wow.
Someone who's looking to get a house built over in America. So I'm actually starting to do work in the States as well now. So I want to really expand out because I've got dedicated people behind me that can help out. I don't want to just be there as a sole expert with a specialized niche. We want to broaden my expertise and engage more people and to help people out there. So very much forward thinking and really assisting even existing designers that want to really be efficient and use better software faster to more effect for their clients.
Fantastic. So tell me, what has been the most unusual kind of 3D model that you've brought to life?
It's something that if I say to you, I've signed the Official Secrets Act.
Oh, okay.
That it was, if I can say to you, the most unbelievable request that I've ever experienced to be asked by a client. To the point of view where, okay, I'll do it in the hotel tonight and I'll make sure I'll get room service, but my laptop will not be visible to that person when they come in the room. So it's probably the most craziest thing. I would love to tell you, but as I say,
you're teasing me, but slightly scaring me at the same time, if I'm going to be honest.
Probably next to that one is I've been working with a retired architect in San Francisco for 3 years on an international project that has gone to the White House. It's come back from the White House basically, with recognition that it needs to go to somebody else within the White House to look at it with a potential fund option to really push it further to enhance the city. But yes, it was a 3-year project I worked on. It's fantastic design, and I've just been given the okay to share some of the images, which I will be soon.
Great. So can I ask, is it like a full scale effort that you've done in this instance?
Yeah, I mean, it's sitting down with the designer who's got the idea, who wants to give something back to the city. But he needed a modeler and somebody who could interpret his design to then really encapsulate the whole concept of the whole project. It's an international focus on, climate, energy, the 5 continents, the knowledge and technology. There's a lot of things involved in it. That it's an amazing design, but if it gets recognition, we're putting into some of the big design magazines to try and get more recognition and get some more sort of feedback from it, because it's something that needs to happen, or we would like it to happen, which could end up opening up a whole new door for the business as well to get involved with providing full-on project design services on site. So I'm hoping that's going to happen. So yeah, that's probably the next best thing to the top secret one.
And now tell me, you mentioned when we came on the call that your screen had some significance. Do you want to share the kind of screen and the significance about your day? If not, no problem. Is there something?
Yeah, I mean, you see in the background the clouds are swirling around, the climate. It's coming out of 2022 into 2023. I've got so many ideas, so many things to do that you realize that opportunities there, many opportunities, and really finding the right people that can help move these opportunities forward. Really, that's the secret, is networking. Every idea, I think you cannot turn down the thought process. You have to, if you think it's valid and you really believe in it, to think, well, there's an idea there. It's better to kind of get it out. So all the clouds in the background are really how my brain is at the moment.
Ah, okay. So if you mentioned about networking there, is there anybody particularly or any type of profession that you would love to be engaged with or to speak to?
Well, I certainly would like to get involved in the further educational, the universities and colleges in terms of learning, teaching. I feel as though the system's broken in the way that training is rolled out. I mean, I know that, we're a business, we provide training, and, the internet, YouTube, self-learning tutorials are really, really good, but there's nothing quite like hands-on, one-to-one teaching, a company or a designer or a creator on their actual design. You can look at videos and things that will maybe kind of relate to, well, this is how to use this tool here. But we're coming straight in and saying, look, we want to get involved with your projects to actually assist you to learn that technology plus get the job done at the same time. And that rapidly helps more. Then they can go back to those videos at the end, but certainly further educational establishments to kind of change the way that, I've trained so many companies that they're shocked on the way that we train in terms of how we deliver it. And they can't believe that, we don't understand why we would never do that either. We've had designers before that have actually, they've revised their classroom designs for new schools projects because they've seen that we've trained their staff. So I think the delivery of the training and the knowledge, and even just getting people like, any expert in a given field to get them in, even on a day or maybe a few days to teach students, a process, help the tutors for them to gain more industry specific knowledge, support them on that, and really boost the students to get them through their curriculum. I think that's the biggest aim I've got, because it really disappoints me to see, there's a lot of students out there that are under a lot of pressure. They're given crazy deadlines with unspeakable challenges on, you've got 4 weeks to learn this software plus get the design in. It's just, I don't like that at all. So I would love to be able to get an opportunity to get in and explain why, my process is going to help. And I can prove that with some students that I've worked with before to get them through things, get them through some courses. Architects, interior designers,
okay,
all those types of professionals. But I
so
think
talk,
anybody that's new and they want to create something on maybe a business brand idea that involves some illustration and some idea, then yeah, certainly, we're open to anything there. But I think the educational process, there's a loss of connection to people that are wanting to learn skills now. It's, so many people now are thinking, I need to check that video out. If I look at this training video, then I kind of know about it. But my answer to that is, well, okay, you watched a series of videos on how to build a car from scratch. There's all the parts. Try it now, and they'll never do it. It's very difficult. So, a few things there.
So talking about learning specifically, as you are, what is your biggest learning as a business owner?
When I went through an accreditation course in the Google office in London, that was a big challenge to me because, you're walking into a massive business intelligence, you could smell it in the air. And we had a few days where we had to go through certain scenarios and testing, and there's so many people coming into the room. You've got X amount of time to take them through this, and just really getting involved in that. I mean, I'll never forget that. It was an amazing experience, So what I learned from that was that there's just so many intelligent people within that place. I found that, you know, if we didn't have so much trouble in the world and people that, you know, negative minded people, the whole place could be totally transformed.
Mhm.
I mean, that had a major impact on me, I must admit. And a lot of really nice people within that office that I met. And yeah, I mean, I got through that. I got through the, you know, past that accreditation, and that was a major experience that I had, to be honest, from a
And
business.
what's been your biggest challenge in business then? You know, if you, is there something that, you know, is stumped you, what would you say that would be?
Right. I can honestly straight away say to you, being involved in what I do, the problem I have is seeing how that is best communicated externally to people that can very quickly get an idea of what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so multifaceted that, you know, what do you do as a business? Well, I have A, B, C, D, E, and F, right? Yeah, but what is that generally? So I think to kind of condense it all down into a clear message with a, you know, a statement of service is the biggest challenge for me at the moment, because things are changing all the time. You know, we're talking about there's a new software product out that does this. Okay, but you know, we deal with other products as well. So who's the go-to get to person that, you know, can give really good advice, and if he can't get the right advice, he knows the people within the market to get that advice, and it will be as accurate and as true as it can be. So
Who are your biggest clients? You know, if you're looking at your portfolio of clients, are they architects? Are they builders? Just so that the viewers can get a sense of.
architects and interior designers.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And that's where you're bringing their plans and models to life. And it is, but where we, and you mentioned that you've got all these ideas going around and around you at the moment. What's next for the company in the next 5 years?
I really think that it's very important now to get service to customers, you know, you know, sole practitioners. We don't look at every business and think, wow, there's a big corporation, let's go for them. You know, we want to help everybody and anybody, because somebody starting out new is as important to us as a big business, you know. But I would say that we're looking more so at the membership training and really bundling in a good solid package of content for anybody to feel that they can come in and engage, and they can pay without paying over the odds, but giving real value to anybody, but through the internet, really. You know, we want to keep our overheads down, and we want to make it as profitable for anybody who's been trained. So we have 100% success rate online training. Even anybody who's skeptical about it, we have like a 1 hour, sometimes it goes to like 1.5 hour free session online on doing a kind of test training scenario, and then everybody signs up 100%, because the way that we train is unique. You know, even some other companies that have asked us to train on their behalf, they don't quite do the right thing that we believe is needed to get the knowledge across to somebody's brain. So that is something that we want to.
So where would, if somebody's interested in that free online seminar, how would they sign up on that, James? Where would they find that information?
On our website, at www.c, which is SEE-ID-3D.co.uk.
Okay.
So, you know, we've got a testimonial page, which we've got a lot of good feedback from. So that would be something to look at, to get some idea as to how, you know, how well we're delivering on that.
And who's been your inspiration in life and or in business? Is there anybody that's kind of you really aspired to or looked up to or has mentored you potentially?
Well, definitely Tony Robbins, without a doubt.
What do you like about Tony?
He's just, I mean, he is just a phenomenal person. You know, he's been through it all. I mean, I went on a 3-day course with him just before Christmas, and actually to see him cry based on life experience that he had, where he felt that it was over, and just the timing and, you know, just really never to give up. That to me, plus the knowledge and just the community of like-minded people out there that, you know, don't be pigeonholed into just what you do. You know, what you do can expand to doing other things, as well as getting other people involved that can even grow your business even more. But it's a community. It's really a community where I find that really amazing what Tony Robbins is all about. And
So
yeah,
how is that informed? You know, do you have like a philosophy of in life or a strap line? Like for me as a young age, it was always like it's better to regret something that you've done than to regret something you've not done. Do you have something similar?
yeah, well, you know, just I have a kind of based on some of the trials and tribulations of my life that I've been through, you know, the last, well, sort of decades even. I always have this image that I captured in my mind that was a focus on the phoenix. And, you know, it's like one of these things that just never give up. You know, you'll always, there's one thing that my mother said to me years ago, that she said, one day it would be great if you could actually work for somebody like that. And I thought, yeah, I mean, I was 17, 18 at the time. And, you know, unfortunately, she's left the earth now. But I say to myself at times that, wouldn't you be amazed to know if, you know, you find out that your son was actually teaching the Google staff in London, you know? That to me was, you know, that plus getting through the barriers and the possibilities of maybe giving up has just been, you know, the phoenix for me was just something. I need to get that incorporated into my business logo somewhere, I think.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So
But
the phoenix, and what is it that you like about the phoenix? The phoenix bird, I'm presuming, but yeah.
well, I've spent many years doing self-defense, you know, and that was my way of dealing with stress. You know, I like to work out, you know, working in front of computers all the time and working with a lot of pressure. I've got the dogs to walk, I'll go to work out. That's my release. So when I think about the phoenix, it's a bit like, you know, down, you know, it's burned, it's dead, but it's risen again, it's come up. So you're reincarnating yourself into this new person, you're evolving yourself. You know, there's a new thing that you want to do, you know, you want to do it. You could talk to anybody about it, even those that are closer to you that might think, well, that I don't think you can do that. You know, you'll get the people that you think that could support you might not be, you know, so you've really got to have it in your head that that you know what you want, you see that vision, but, you know, kind of get the community of, well, where are these other people that could help me and bounce ideas off? Because once it comes around, and it will come around, you know, you will see progress, but you just have to keep going. And I'm keeping going. I'm still, and I know from now till the next 10, 15, 20 years, hopefully, that I can see myself going where I want to go, that, you know, it's starting already. So I'm making it start.
Great.
Making it start.
Some really wise words there, and some inspiration as well. You know, kind of you've obviously you've got the mindset that a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs need, that resilience, that self-belief, the kind of idea that you've got to keep going, looking after your body apart from anything else as well. It keeps your biochemistry right, doesn't it? If we're looking after ourselves mentally and physically, our mental state's normally stronger as well. So fantastic. Thank you very much for that. So kind of in parting, what would be your people looking to come into your industry, potentially setting up, or even any new business or new business entrepreneur, what words of wisdom would you give them?
I think because of my age and my experience, I think anybody who's looking to come into that is to really, find out from a particular person, like myself, where did you start? Where's it taking you? What do you see at the moment? And what is the best advice you can give to somebody like myself? I want to get into interior design or architecture or anything like that. What are the pitfalls to avoid? Where can I accelerate my skills quicker? How can I do that? And always know that I've always got somebody reliable to fall back on. Because I keep finding that it's a strange thing that whenever I get the opportunity to train a professional, they will always find that there's other job commitments that come in over all the rest of their interest. But it's known that, well, I know where to go back to, to get that advice. Is that spot on? So, recognizing within a gallery of well-versed people, well-versed individuals that have got the proof of where they've been and what they've done, I think that's a good community to know where to go to, even if it's like, well, this is a community of those who've been through a lot. They can give you some help, and they can prove it, and they've got a portfolio, and then they'll aspire to that. They're bound to. I mean, I've had some students that have been really under pressure to the point where I just can't get this done in time, and I was said, well, no, you will get it done. We'll help you to get it. We'll help you through that. So always there to do the best that we can for anybody within the capabilities of what we can do. But I think seeing new, young energy coming in as well, for somebody like myself, is quite amazing to see as well, because they're fast thinking, they're keen, and I think they can be really encouraged to, don't divert off down that road. I know it's there. You can pick up your mobile phone and check this video at any time, but that video finishes in 5 minutes. What do you do after that? You need to keep going along that path of apprenticeship, learning. I want to be an architect. Well, that's going to take quite a few years. Are you dedicated enough? You can pick these things up, but they must have role models. I think nowadays a lot of businesses are so much under pressure that they don't have the time to be role models, and that's a problem. It's difficulty. Companies want to seek staff that are already skilled, to slot in. So I think the system needs a bit of a revamp, to be honest with you, with an appreciation and support maybe for new people coming in that want to get involved in, working in a design office and get the encouragement that I had years ago. It wasn't so much of a stress then, because you had an opportunity to be in a design office and you went through that training time. Whereas I find from a lot of newly qualified people even, that they say that it's very difficult to find a job right now. If not, they've got to go down to London. And I just hope that market opens up a bit more for people to get more encouragement to work and find a place to focus their future. wishes of what they want to do.
Great. Well, thank you very much. It's been a really informative interview. If anybody wants to find out more, just remind us of the website and where they can get you, or contact, or how they might get to hear, or if they need to contact you.
Well, the first thing they can do is just look up James Ogston on LinkedIn. Okay, that's probably the quickest, easiest way. Facebook, we have at Seeit3D, so that's SEEIT3D. If you search those on the internet, or go to www.c-it-3d.co.uk. Yeah.
Sure. Great. Thank you very much, James. And I look forward to seeing what interesting adventures you have in your future. Sounds like there's a lot on your plate right now, a lot of avenues which are open to you, opportunities you're exploring. So we'll follow you with interest. Thank you very much for your time.
No problem. Thank you.